Good morning. I'm so excited to be here with everyone. My name is Jenna Bender, and I've been working with the VA Learning University on their career development program, My Career at VA. You are all here today because you are the supervisor or mentor of someone who's registered to participate in CareerPower. As a VA supervisor or mentor, either formally or informally, you play an influential role in helping VA achieve its mission and vision by supporting the development of those around you. Our presentation today will last about 30 to 45 minutes with some time at the end for some questions if there are any questions. So we'll start with a quick review of what career development is, why it matters, and VA's approach to career development. Then I'd like to take you through CareerPower, discussing the 5 modules that employees will be completing and how you can support them through this course. And then I'd like to talk through ways that you can use My Career at VA and general best practices to support that employee. VA knows that its employees are our most valuable resource and that committed, engaged, and productive employees are really the key to best serving our veterans and their families. As supervisors and mentors, the leadership and guidance you provide to your employees plays a huge role in the success of the agency. And that's why the department has made a commitment to support you by investing in powerful career development programs to provide each and every employee with equal access to the tools you need to take charge of your career, feel fulfilled as a valued member of the VA community, and as a supervisor or mentor, help you develop those around you. So, what is career development? The truth is, it can take many shapes depending on who you are and where you are in your career. And career development really includes activities like determining your career goals, understanding your personal and professional interests, exploring your job options, and really identifying the training and developmental opportunities that are needed to accomplish those goals. So overall, career development is intentional, it aligns the organization's goals with the employee's aspirations, and it encompasses a variety of activities from goal setting to on-the-job training. And lastly, career development is really an opportunity for an organization to just maximize the potential of its workforce. Employees want to engage in career development because it enables them to develop and grow as a person and in their career. But it also provides employees with a sense of purpose within the organization and a passion to do their job well. So, as a supervisor or mentor, a majority of your interactions with employees or the employees you support are most likely related to career development in some way or another. And this is valuable because career development doesn't only benefit individuals. Engaging employees in career development can provide long-term strategic benefits to your organization, such as increased productivity and profitability, while also decreasing things like absenteeism and turnover. So, the VA believes that when you're in the right job, your pride and your purpose really serve VA's mission of serving our veterans and their families. So, to ensure that VA's employees have the career development resources that they need, the department established the VA Learning University. As the department's corporate learning university, Value provides a wide range of resources to support your career development efforts through a host of programs, including their talent management system, or TMS, which has about 3,000 different training courses. And Value also introduced My Career at VA to kind of serve as that cornerstone of these career development programs and an entryway to a professional journey at the VA. So let's walk through My Career at VA, just overview, just to give everyone a general sense of what we're talking about if you were not able to attend one of the sessions that we had at the facility last week. So My Career at VA really provides a variety of practical tools to help you take that next step in your career and can really serve as an invaluable resource in your toolkit to assist you in your role as a supervisor or a mentor. And the program really includes kind of 5 primary tools. First off is the My Career Fit tool, which helps you match your interests to a number of jobs you may have never even knew existed within VA. And whether you enjoy leading projects or working with your hands, My Career at VA can really help you find a VA job that fulfills you. The next tool is the My Career Mapping tool, which can help you navigate the career landscape in front of you. You can build a step-by-step plan that matches your career goals and then uncover the knowledge and resources you need to make that plan a reality. Next, we have the VA Career Guides, and these are really your window to all of these career possibilities at VA. And this tool really allows you to drill down into the occupations and the jobs at VA to see what you'll need to succeed and what kind of training and development might help you get there. Next, we have the My Federal Resume Builder, which provides you with resources to create a strong, federally formatted resume that really highlights your skills. And then the last of our 5 primary tools is the VA Job Finder. And this tool allows you to search job openings and view these positions on an interactive map. And this is integrated with USA Jobs, so you always know that you're getting the most up-to-date information and job postings. In addition to these 5 primary tools, My Career at VA has a wealth of additional information and resources. In particular, the My Career at VA program has a wide range of resources geared towards helping VA members like yourself who are leaders or advisors in the VA community so that you can support the growth and development of those around you. And you can find these resources in the Develop Others section of the My Career at VA portal, which you can access from the top right of the nav bar that you see here. In addition to these primary tools and resources, My Career at VA hosts training courses like CareerPower. So let's talk a little bit more about CareerPower. CareerPower is being offered at Martinsburg VA Medical Center in partnership with the My Career at VA launch event that was hosted at the facility on Friday, July 26th. Hopefully many of you were able to attend one of the employee sessions or the session for supervisors and mentors, or at least at a minimum, you were able to stop by the My Career at VA booth to talk to our team about what My Career at VA is all about. Either way, you're here today because someone you supervise or mentor has signed up for CareerPower. By signing up for CareerPower, that employee is really taking a critical step in initiating their career development and really showing motivation to progress in their career. In order to help you better support them as they complete the CareerPower course, I'd like to talk you through what CareerPower is and what employees taking CareerPower will be required to do to complete the course, and ways that you can prepare yourself to support them throughout the course. CareerPower is an online, self-paced career development course consisting of 5 modules, and these modules provide step-by-step guidance for people who may just need a little bit of additional support as they prepare to explore the career development landscape in front of them. So, this course will guide employees throughout the entire career development process, starting with understanding themselves through developing goals and identifying the path that they can take to achieve those goals. It really helps employees identify the experiences, the learning environment, values, skills, and interests that are most likely to increase their level of satisfaction within their career choice and their work productivity. So in addition, they'll gain knowledge to use while continuing to grow and develop into their career. Upon completing CareerPower, the course in general and each module pertaining to the 5 P's of career development, employees can learn how to apply the CareerPower model to design their own career development strategies. They can assess their own values, interests, skills, and behaviors. They'll gain a deeper understanding of their skills and behaviors by comparing their self-assessments to others' assessments of them. They'll also select several options to leverage their career by using the CareerPower model. Also, they'll know where to find additional information about business challenges and trends that VA is facing and how to link those to their career goals. Also, they'll develop SMART goals, goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound based on their desired career direction. They'll also define areas for development based on their career goals and create a personalized action plan, or IDP, with developmental activities and resources to really help them achieve those goals. And then they'll be able to plan and practice for career conversations with their supervisors. So what does this mean for you? What this means is that someone at VA sees you as a trusted and influential person in their career. And as such, they really hope that you'll help them become a better VA employee. So your support in relation to this course is short-term and fairly informal, but it is really important. So as an employee or mentee, or as your employee or mentee is working through the course, they may come to you with questions. They may request some feedback to help them complete particular activities, or just to have some conversations around where they currently are and where they'd like to go. So I really ask that you please take the time to help that employee work through the CareerPower modules and make sure to discuss those key learning points and the realizations and obstacles and possible developmental opportunities that they'd like to talk through. Again, your role in this process is to really serve as a sounding board for career development conversations. And as you can see, the timeline for CareerPower is shown here. Employees were able to register for CareerPower anytime during the launch event at Martinsburg, and some of them may have even started working through the coursework at this point. Additionally, we actually still have 10 spots open for the CareerPower program for the Martinsburg facility. So if you do know anyone who's still interested in participating, they can definitely reach out to us and get registered. So after that, employees are going to work through the first 2 modules of the course, and then they're expected to have a meeting with you to discuss some of the outcomes of the module's activities. They'll then complete the next 2 modules, followed by another meeting to discuss outcomes and any themes that are kind of developing as a result of these activities. Lastly, they'll complete the final module of CareerPower, and this needs to be completed by August 26th. So please make sure to talk to your employee or mentee about timelines if you start to get the sense that they're at risk for not completing this by the August 26th deadline. So now I'd like to take kind of a deeper look at each of these modules so that we can discuss the goals and the activities for each module and the types of questions that you may get from your employee as they complete them. We'll also quickly identify some of the MyCareer VA resources that you can use to really be prepared to answer any questions that come your way. So for Module 1, this is the self-assessment component of CareerPower. Self-awareness, or the lack of it, can really affect career choices and the decisions that an employee makes. An employee who can't effectively plan their career an employee really can't effectively plan their career until they can really answer the question, who am I? What goals do I have? And this module will really help explain the importance of understanding those values and why that's meaningful to the employee. So as part of Module 1, employees will complete a series of activities to help answer these questions. And these include the Career Action Inventory, which will help employees assess their level of awareness of the 5 Ps of career development. They'll also do the Learning Zones activity, which evaluates the employee's level of proficiency in identified competencies against the proficiency level of competencies expected of all employees. And then based on their assessment, employees given the opportunity to receive feedback from up to 6 people to really help them better understand these Learning Zone results. And again, if your employee has sent this to you or you receive a request for feedback, please complete it as quickly as possible. The employee is really going to use this information to complete both this activity and future activities during the course. And so having that information in a timely manner can just be really, really beneficial. And then also, the employee has the ability to view the completed assessments of feedback from other people, and they can also check to see the status of feedback that they haven't gotten back yet. In the next activity, the Invest in Your Values activity, they will assess their key values to help employees really kind of gain clarity on what's important to them, where those values lie. Then next, using the STAR method, employees will identify their 3 greatest accomplishments in an open-ended format using the STAR method, which includes situation, task, action, and results. Then lastly, in the Deal Me In activity, employees will use a card sorting tool to sort specific activities or tasks into 4 categories. Those that are high interest, low skill, such as developmental areas where they can incorporate their goals. Categories that are low interest, low skill. So in that section, it's just kind of important to know, what you don't like to do as what you do like to do. Categories that are high interest, high skill, so jobs that might be potential high satisfaction areas. And then high interest, low skill. So those are the jobs that might potentially end up being some potential burnout areas. So after identifying the activities as part of the Deal Me In task that fall into these 4 categories, the tool can then match those tasks of high interest to the participant to a potential kind of ideal job. And this is kind of similar to the FIT tool, but it just comes at it from a slightly different angle. So what types of questions might you get as the employee completes the activities in Module 1? Your employee that you're working with on CareerPower could ask you things like, what's my level of proficiency? Where am I in my competencies? Can I have some feedback on my proficiency levels? What if I don't have 3 accomplishments to document? Or what do my Deal Me In results mean? What if I don't believe what if I don't believe that my ideal job, it doesn't match what I want? These are the types of questions that you may get. And While you'll want to use your knowledge of the employee and your best judgment to answer many of these questions, there are some My Career at VA tools that can also help you during these conversations. So, for example, the My Career Mapping tool and the VA Career Guides are great resources to help employees get a better understanding of the competencies and proficiency levels expected from a VA employee in their position. Also, the VA All-Employee Competency Model is a really great resource to help you and your employee discuss the competency expectations. Also, there's the My Career Fit tool, which is a great resource to use if employees are struggling to understand their Deal Me In results. Also, the My Career Fit tool is similar to the Deal Me In activity in that it helps employees identify VA jobs that might be a strong match for them, but the Fit tool, as I mentioned, just uses a slightly different set of factors to identify what those matches are. Having an employee complete the Fit tool and compare those results to the Deal Me In results could be a really helpful way to provide that employee with some clarity on their results. So the next module is about the person. And in this module, the employee will assess their reputation and learn how to effectively solicit feedback. All careers involve other people, and every workplace revolves around interactions with a wide variety of people, and their different perspectives can really have an impact on a person's career. So answering the question, how do others see me, really allows an employee to determine others' perceptions and how others' perceptions can support their career goals. Employees can use the feedback that they receive from their colleagues in Module 1 to enhance their skills, change performance habits, emphasize strengths, develop weak areas, and create more effective career plans. So as a part of Module 2, employees will complete a series of activities to kind of help answer these questions. In the Choose Your Reputation activity, the employee is asked to describe how he or she would like other people to see him, and then to describe the actions that they should take to get people to see them in that way. Then in the Your Feedback Reality activity, the employee reviews the feedback from the Learning Zones activity of Module 1, and they're also asked to kind of, what surprised them? What might they not have expected from the feedback they received? Does the employee agree with the feedback they received, or do they want to try to get more clarification on that feedback? Then in the Feedback Wheel activity, the employee is given a guide on how to solicit specific feedback to gain perspective. So how to ask kind of those who, what, where, when, and how questions during feedback conversations. During Module 2, your employee may come to you with some questions, and you can assist them by discussing the results from their Learning Zones activity in Module 1. You can talk with them about specific people within the organization that they could reach out to for feedback. And again, also just talking to them about effective methods for soliciting feedback. A solid resource to help you during these conversations are the VA Career Guides. You can use the VA Career Guides to help identify those competency expectations as part of your Learning Zones conversation. Additionally, the Prepare for Your IDP conversations tips that are on the My Career at VA website can be really helpful in identifying ways to effectively solicit feedback. So, after the employee has completed Modules 1 and 2, they should reach out to you to schedule a meeting to discuss the results of the modules activities. If you don't hear anything from your employee about scheduling a meeting within the next few days, you should probably reach out to them just to make sure that this meeting gets scheduled. As a part of this meeting, you'll likely discuss the self-assessment activities and any themes that might have surfaced. So, reviewing any Learning Zones feedback and the reputation management content. Also, reviewing the competencies that the employee has marked as critical. And then also talking through any questions or concerns that the employee has as they start Modules 3 and 4. Your employee really should be the one driving this meeting, but be prepared to help foster the conversation with some probing questions, such as, how did they feel the activities went, or were they surprised by any of the results or the feedback that they received? Also during this conversation, you should schedule the second meeting for maybe a week or so later to discuss the outcomes of Module 3 and 4. In Module 3, the employee will explore future trends for VA and their implications for career planning. They'll also develop a deeper understanding of the effect of corporate culture on career planning and plan a strategy to build more effective networking relationships. Before an employee can really execute effective development actions, they really need to understand the world of work around them. And this includes identifying broad trends and challenges and evaluating all the aspects of their current job, exploring VA's norms and culture, and then also utilizing some effective networking skills. By equipping themselves with this knowledge, it allows them to really weigh their options and make informed career choices. So, as a part of Module 2, employees will complete the following activities to help answer some of these questions. In the Norms and Cultures activity, the employee is instructed to think critically about their organization and what is considered, allowable versus unallowable behavior. Then in the Building Relationships activity, the employee is given tips on how to build powerful networking relationships. And they can do this by thinking through the what, the who, and the how of relationships. So, for example, in the what portion of the activity, employees are asked to complete sentences based on cultural aspects of the organization. In the who portion of the activity, the employee is asked to categorize people from all aspects of their life and kind of identify those based on who are they more familiar with, who are they less familiar with, are they contacts, friends, colleagues from the community. And then also in the how portion of the activity, the employee is asked how to identify how each of those contacts that they've identified can help them. Is this someone who might be able to provide information? Is this someone who might be a mentor? Is this someone who can connect them to the resources that they need? So during Module 3, again, your employee might come to you with some questions. These might be questions about the VA culture or how to define those relationships that they have. And you can provide some support by sharing your knowledge of VA's culture and your facility's culture. And you can talk through any specific questions that they have regarding those relationships. And during these conversations, you could probably recommend using the My Career Mapping tool to really help employees define VA trends, such as growth in the field, or how competitive their field is given the number of VA employees serving in that position. Additionally, you can use the VA career guides here as well to explore other relationships that employees can use to support their career development, such as professional associations. In Module 4, the employees will examine their life ambitions as kind of this backdrop for creating their professional goals. They'll evaluate the 6 possibilities available for professional growth, which talks through the fact that not every career transition is upwards. Sometimes it's upwards, sometimes it's over, sometimes it's taking a step back. So they'll talk through those 6 possibilities, and then they'll develop goals for realistic career options. So as part of Module 2, employees will complete the following activities to help answer these questions. In the Visioning the Future activity, employees will answer questions to help them define their personal vision, their energy vision, and their professional vision. So their personal vision being, what are those relationships that are most important to the employee? Their energy vision being, what keeps the employee in physically good shape and gives them some spiritual meaning to their life? And then the professional vision. What kind of work is the employee contributing to, and what work gives them satisfaction? Then in the next activity of Module 4, the Career Leverage Inventory activity, the employee will complete a survey consisting of 15 paired statements that assess their preferences in terms of career leverage. So the employee is then asked to assess how likely it is that he or she would achieve each career leverage option. Then lastly, in the Setting Career Goals activity, employees are asked to write up at least 2 career goals using the SMART method that we talked about earlier. So during Module 4, you may, again, get some questions about, maybe the feasibility of leveraging certain career options, or really kind of how to nail down those SMART goals. And you can really support your employee by, reviewing the results of the inventory with them and showing them how the My Career Mapping tool can help them see these different career moves that they could potentially leverage. You can also support your employee by reviewing their goals and really making sure that they follow the SMART method as they go through their goal setting. You can also refer your employee to the Maximize Your IDP tips on My Career at VA for more information on how to write those SMART goals and how to use the VA Career Guides Training and Developmental Opportunities section for ideas on training-related goals that they can incorporate. So after Modules 3 and 4 have been completed, you'll meet again to discuss the outcomes of these activities and talk about if any interesting themes kind of became apparent across the modules. And during this conversation, you can really, review the culture at VA and really ensure that the employee understands kind of what that culture is all about, and especially, those behaviors that are appropriate or inappropriate, and just really getting a sense of where VA is going. And discuss kind of what's changing in the world of work at VA and really help that employee understand, do you know what you want? Do you know who's out there? Do you know what's out there? And do you know how others can help you and what they have to offer to support your career development? So you can also, as part of this conversation, really discuss how the employee envisions their future, both personally and professionally. You can also discuss the career leverage inventory and the career options that they selected. And then again, just talking through those SMART goals and the SMART model so that they really understand how to develop those career goals for themselves. And then lastly, you can walk through the steps of putting together that actual final developmental plan. So then, as part of the last module, Module 5, that's the planning module. In this module, employees will pull together kind of all of their insights from these previous modules and the previous meetings that you've had, and they'll use this to write an action plan. And then they'll use that action plan and they'll prepare for that developmental conversation with their supervisor, whether that's you or, if you're more serving in a mentor role, their formal supervisor. And really successful career development involves a lot more than just the thinking and self-assessment. Success really requires that clear plan of action that powerfully turns goals into actual, realities. So during the 5th and final module of CareerPower, employees will be completing some of the following activities. They'll write their action plan, and during this activity, the employee is asked to pick one of the 2 career goals that they set in the previous module. And then they're asked to write the actions that they need to achieve in order to really succeed at that goal. So, for instance, is there any education that they need to complete, any learning opportunities, any stretch assignments? They can also identify any connections. So, are there resources that they need from people either inside or outside of the VA? And they can also set that timetable for when they intend to achieve each of these steps in the plan. The second activity of Module 5 is to complete the Conversation Planner. And the Conversation Planner is a guide to really help employees make sure that they're discussing all of the information that they've accumulated through the activities and assessments, and really discuss these results with their supervisor. So you can help your employee with this last module by reviewing their action plan and offering to help them think through any developmental experiences that could really be valuable in helping them achieve their goals. And you can also make sure that make sure that you follow up with the employee after they complete the course and just check in to make sure that they've prepared that conversation planner prior to meeting with you or their formal supervisor. So to better prepare yourself for this conversation, a really great resource is the Having Developmental Conversations course and the Discussing Career Development Tips on My Career at VA. So I hope that by seeing the types of activities that your employees will be engaging in, you've started to think through ways that you can support your employee outside of the recommendations provided here. Before we conclude our presentation today, I just wanted to talk through a few additional ways that you can maximize your support during CareerPower and afterwards. So first off, make sure that you provide a safe and supportive environment. Your employee identified you because they see you as a trusted resource. Make sure that you're respectful of that relationship and make sure that you maintain that trust. And really be open to having developmental conversations. And sometimes this may mean giving difficult feedback, knowing that the employee wouldn't be coming to you if they weren't open to hearing feedback, both good and bad. Also, practice active listening and ask some insightful questions. Really make sure that you're helping your employee get to the root of some of their questions by ensuring that you hear their concerns clearly. And don't be afraid to ask probing questions to dig deeper into the issues. Also, be responsive and timely feedback. As we've said, employees have until August 26th to complete this course. If they have to wait to receive feedback or delay schedule meetings, that could push back their timeline and put them at risk of not completing the course. And lastly, really be honest and realistic during goal setting conversations. This doesn't mean you have to be the bearer of bad news, but just make sure that employees have a realistic understanding of the barriers that may come with certain goals, such as needing additional schooling, or just simply that there are limited job openings available. In the file pod on the upper right-hand side of the meeting room, you can see that we have a best practices tip sheet. You can click on that file name and then click download to pull down this additional resource that has even more tips on how you can be supportive. So I really appreciate everyone taking the time today and taking this vested interest in career development and the success of the employee that you support. And please remember that My Career at VA can be a powerful tool to help you and your employee throughout the CareerPower program. Also remember that we do have about 10 spots left, so if you know someone who's interested in participating, please let us know. So at this time, I just want to let you know that, again, thank you so much for participating today, and I really appreciate everyone supporting the employees who've reached out to them. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the My Career at VA team. You can email us through the Contact Us page on the My Career at VA website, or you can reach us at mycareer@va.gov. So if you do email us, please make sure to indicate that your question is in relation to supporting a CareerPower program employee. And we really look forward to hearing from you if you do have any questions. And again, thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.